Okay, one more example. We're going to solve the third one here. Write a Java program to calculate and print the price, tax, and total purchase amount of an item entered by the user. So in this case, we're gonna want to declare a scanner. We're going to use it to collect three pieces of data: price. We're going to collect one piece of data, the price. Then we're going to use the price to calculate the tax amount and the purchase amount, and we're going to use a hard-coded tax value of 8.25%. So we're going to need a scanner, three variables, and some math, um, and so forth. So let's go ahead and do that. Come to JDoodle. Here's my Java. Start with an example. Get rid of the boilerplate. Import the, whoops, typing errors there. Import java.util. I could type scanner here. Let's just use .star just as an example. In this case, this imports the scanner and all the other packages that are in java.util. So get rid of the boilerplate there. So then we go ahead and do our definition. First thing I need is a scanner. Scanner equals named SC is going to equal new scanner system.in. Made a bunch of spelling mistakes there. Okay, solving those as we go. I'm going to do a prompt to ask the user to enter the price. Then I'm going to read as a scanner into the string value input. Then I'm going to convert that into a double value. Okay, so let's do the prompt system.out.println. Enter the price. Now we do the scanner string input equals scanner.nextLine. Okay, that should be lowercase n, next line. And then we can convert that to a double. Double price equals double uppercase dot lowercase parse uppercase double input. Okay, now let's go ahead and run this. Okay, we've typed a little bit of code. Let's run it. Into the price, we can enter 923. And our program will end because that's all we've written so far. Okay, but we did run it. We know we don't have any syntax errors and the code is working properly for what we've written. So we always want to run that code multiple times. Don't try to write the whole thing. Run it, write a few lines, run it, fix the errors, test it, make sure it's working. Let's go ahead and save this. We'll call it price calc with input. We'll go ahead and auto-save that every time we execute. It's a good idea to save your work frequently. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do some more calculations. So we've got the input there. Now let's do the tax value. So we can say double tax equals price times 0.0825. That'll give us the tax amount. And we can say double total equals price plus tax. Okay, I've made an error there on purpose. So that we can test our debugging skills again. So I've misspelled tax as tav. So now if I go ahead and execute this, I should get a syntax error that says tav is not defined. Cannot find symbol tav. Speak on line 10. See there? Because I've made an error. Okay, fix that to tax, run it again. Now I'm showing this as an example. When I'm typing, I make lots of mistakes when I type. So I want to use the compiler to compile my code and test it to make sure that I'm fixing those syntax errors as I go. The last thing I want is to type 15 or 20 or 50 lines of code and then make a whole bunch of mistakes and then get very frustrated trying to go back and fix it. So I'm going to type 5 lines of code and I'm going to compile my program, fix the syntax errors, etc. So now if I do 9.23, here's the input. I do 2 calculations, but I don't actually get any output because I haven't coded that part yet. It is relevant to say at this point, if I were to type an invalid double value. So in this case, we're at line 7 where we're waiting for the next line to execute. At line 8, I'm going to parse this double in. So if I type something here that's not parsable, ABC is not a valid double value. So I'm going to get a runtime error that says exception in thread. And you'll learn how to read these exceptions. The exception here is number format exception. It's happening. So the first line, you start with the first line and then read up from the bottom is how you read these. So the first line is number format exception. Okay, so this tells me that I have a number. I'm trying to format it. Something went wrong with formatting or converting a number. Okay. Then I go to the bottom and I say this happened in my class.java.8. Double.parse double, and we can see that it's the source of this is really line 8 and going up. So if we go to line 8, we can see that it was a parse double, and it's because I didn't enter a value. We will learn later in the course how to do input validation to prevent this from happening. In these first couple of weeks, we're just not going to enter invalid data when we do this. Okay. So let's go ahead and run that again, make sure it still works if we put in valid values, 9.23. Okay, let's go ahead and do our final printouts. System.out.println. We're going to say price, and we're going to concatenate price. System.out.println. And we're going to say tax. We're going to concatenate tax. And here I'm not making any mistakes this time, I don't think. So I'm being more careful as I type. And we're going to say total. Oh, there's a mistake there. I'll go back and fix that. Total. Concatenate total. Semicolon. That should be a period. Okay, so system.out.println price tax total. Now when we run this, if we didn't make any mistakes, we should have a final price 9.23. Does the math. Tax 76 cents, total $9.99. Okay. Now again, we should really format these to look like dollars. We'll learn how to do that in subsequent weeks when we work on input validation and formatting. Save this. And then I can submit it using an instant share or an editable share to get the link to share this. Or I can download it as a Java file to upload to Canvas. Okay, that's the end of that example. I hope that helps. All of the information you need to solve the week 1 assignments has been shown in the examples that we've posted. So you should have enough now to complete the assignments successfully.